Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of At the Bar, hosted by yours truly, Ryan Carter. This week, we have two cocktails that feature our sponsor, Beltway Brewing Company's hard seltzer line. We reached out to them to see if they had anything cool and exciting for us to feature, and, well, they didn't disappoint. We received two different hard seltzers from their brilliant line, the Boysenberry Peach and the Watermelon Mint, and two cocktail recommendations, but this came with a challenge. They wanted us to feature one of these two cocktails, and then they challenged me to create my own cocktail using one of the two hard seltzers. So, we decided that we would go with their Brilliant Disguise cocktail, which features the watermelon mint, some gin, and watermelon cubes. Very simple, very easy. And for mine, I decided to use their Boysenberry Peach hard seltzer and mix that with vodka, Blue Curacao, and Peach Schnapps to give you kind of a very fruity, vibrant cocktail. Now, if either of these sound particularly exciting to you, which they should, or if you're just a really big fan of hard seltzer, make sure you go over to beltwaybrewco.com to order your beer today and use promo code QFYT15 to save yourself 15% on your order. Not a bad deal. So let's go on over to the bar and check out how to make these cocktails. All right, so up first, we're going to start with Beltway's original cocktail, the Brilliant Disguise. So you want to start with a regular 12-ounce glass with, a little bit of ice in there. Typically when you're making a cocktail and you put ice in the glass, it's because you're working with A, things that aren't refrigerated or cold, and B, because the alcohol itself will melt the ice a lot. Now, for a drink like this, where you're working with a mixer like a hard seltzer that is refrigerated and doesn't have as much of an alcohol content, you don't really have to worry about filling the glass all the way to the top because most of your ice isn't going to melt right away. So I like to start with my alcohols first, just because, again, it'll melt the ice a little bit. So you only need 2 ounces of gin for this one. So we got our Seagrams here, get our 2 ounces in there. Perfect. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, I did not have any watermelon because it's kind of hard to find good watermelon in the middle of winter in Virginia. But it's kind of more of an added bonus to have that. It's more of like a garnish because the funny thing about watermelon is there's not a ton of taste in those individual cubes. Anyways, we got our gin in here. We're just going to add the seltzer on top. And you're going to probably use most of one of these glasses. You may not use all of it in your pour, especially if you do have watermelon in there. So, you can just set this down on the table with your drink if you want to add more. Look at how nice these cans are, too. I love the artwork on their cans. It's always so vibrant and just cool, and it's got this nice matte feel to it. Anyways, take your mixing spoon, just give her a little swirl just to make sure your gin mixed in with your seltzer. This would be the point where if I had watermelon, you'd see it floating at the top. And if you wanted to garnish it with something fun like an umbrella, you could do that. All right, let's see what we got here. Brilliant Disguise. It's got that nice edge of mint in it. It's watermelon mint seltzer. So you definitely get that minty flavor. And the disguise is that there's 2 ounces of gin in there. So spoiler alert, you're definitely going to feel it. But cheers to you, Beltway. That was a great, great cocktail. Definitely a springtime beverage, but I'm definitely not going to say no to enjoying it in January. So let me take a quick second, reset, and we'll get on over to my craft cocktail, the Brilliantly Blue. All right, so for my cocktail, the Brilliantly Blue, I went ahead and used the Boysenberry Peach hard seltzer, which again, check out that label. Just such a nice label. So pretty, so shiny. And then a few extra different liquors. And I wanted to make my drink look like a nice little cocktail that you could get at a bar. So I went ahead and put it in these all-purpose cocktail glasses. We saw them in the margarita episode, or I'm sorry, the martini episode. So what you're gonna wanna do with this one is start out with your shaker and put all your liquor in the shaker. Now, for some reason, Blue Curacao gets brighter when you shake it. So that's why we shake. So you want to start out with 2 ounces of vodka. Really give your people what they want. This is not a drink for the faint of heart. You're mixing liquor and beer, or hard seltzer. But, you know, if you're ordering a cocktail, you want to feel good. And much like the trash can or, you know, something like that where you have a lot of liquor in there, it's nice to get a cocktail that really packs a punch but tastes good. So 2 ounces of vodka, and then we're going to do an ounce, half ounce of peach schnapps. We're going to just really accent that peach flavor in seltzer, because that's what people want. You want to taste what you're drinking. And then we also are going to put the Blue Curacao in there. Now, I picked these these liqueurs because, I'm sorry, you're doing 1 ounce of Blue Curacao. But I picked these because they both have fruity flavors. So your peach, obviously, goes with the Boysenberry Peach seltzer. And then the Blue Curacao, not only for its color, but it's got that light citrusy flavor as well, which will combine well with your Boysenberry Peach. Now, I've never actually had a Boysenberry before, so I don't really know what it tastes like. But the seltzer itself tastes very fruity and light, so I wanted to get some stuff together that would taste fruity and light with it. All right, we're gonna shake all that up and then put that on in our glass. And see that electric blue color that you get out of there? Yeah, that's what you really want. So there's your brilliant blue color. Now, this alone is a nice flavorful drink. You've got your vodka, some peach schnapps, and some Blue Curacao. That's a fruity light beverage that you could drink just like that. But we want to make sure we get our brilliant seltzer in there. Otherwise, it's not a brilliant drink, it's just a blue drink. So go ahead and top your beverage off with some brilliant seltzer. Now, I always like to give my drinks just a little stir, just to make sure everything mixes well together. Again, this is another drink that you don't really need a ton of ice in. You're using a smaller glass, and you're using seltzer as well. Now, unlike the Brilliant Disguise, this drink is not a majority seltzer. You really only use 2, maybe 3 ounces of seltzer in this one, just because you want to get that flavor, you want to get the thing that brings it all together, get the carbonation in there, but you don't want to thin your drink out. I tried this the first time using a full 12-ounce glass and using the same measurements of alcohol, and you really thin out your flavors, you thin out the blue, it doesn't really look as inviting. But this, let's make sure. Yeah, fantastic. It's definitely light. You don't feel any sort of burn from the liquor or anything like that, and you get all of that nice flavor of the brilliant hard seltzer. All right, so big thank you to Beltway Brewing Company for giving us the hard seltzers for this episode. We definitely had a lot of fun trying to figure out some drinks to make for this week, and we definitely enjoyed the ones that you guys sent us. So if you're interested, again, in Beltway's beers, go check them out on their website and make sure you use our promo code to save yourself some money. All right, cheers, guys.